Hi, welcome to Derek Does. Today, we're going to be making this. Hi everybody, welcome back to Derek Does. Today, I'm going to show you how to pack, one way, how to pack an industrial sewing machine to ship it over to different states, or you can even ship it overseas too. I've shipped a lot of machines over the years, and I've tried all different ways. I've done different things. I've built wooden crates. That's kind of the main way a lot of guys do it, is you get wood, you build a crate, you pack it full of foam or whatever you're using, you put the machine in. The main thing when you ship a sewing machine, the machine can't move. It has to be steady. It has to be packed in there, and that's basically the best way to ship a sewing machine. So today I'm going to try something. It just hit me. I was at a thrift store, and I'm going to be sending this machine. This is that 51-400 U.S. Navy Union Special from 1942 that you saw in the last video. You can watch it up there. I finished it up and I put it up for sale, and already I have a buyer who wants it in Vermont. So I was going to send it. He asked if I could ship it. I said, of course. And I'm going to try a new way of shipping a machine. I've tried a lot of ways. It was, of course, the crates. You build a wood crate. I've done it where I've just used a heavy-duty cardboard box, and I lined it all the way with thick foam, put the machine in, packed it, wrapped it up really tight. I've had great success going all those routes. But today I'm going to try something a little different. I was going to build a crate, but I was at a thrift store, as I like to go to thrift stores, and they had two of these. Now these are giant dry ice foam containers. So basically it's like a 2.5, 3-inch walled of this foam, which I thought, wow, that would be great. I wouldn't have to build a crate. I can make this and then wrap it in a cardboard box, or find a box that this actually fits into, but I'll probably have to make a box because whenever you ship through UPS and FedEx, they actually prefer it in a cardboard box as opposed to just being loose, and actually they charge you extra. So I was going to do that. I was going to try it. I think it's going to be great because this is already rigid. It's pre-molded. It's not just loose foam and something, and I don't have to make a crate, which takes a lot of time, and I like to get this done so he doesn't have to wait, and I can have the machine out to him. So we're going to try to put this in there. And I looked at the inside. I had to make sure that the box was going to be big enough, and I think it's going to be just perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to pack an industrial sewing machine. Now, the thing is, these things weigh a lot, so you can't just willy-nilly throw in a box, wrap it in some foam, and hope it gets there, because it's not going to get there in one piece. So let's see what we can do using this styrofoam. Now, of course, if I decide after I've done all this, I don't think it's going to work, then I'll stop and I'll make a crate. But I think this is going to work, and I think it's going to like be a really nice cushioned home for this machine to get to where it needs to go. So let's give it a shot. So I'm just doing this in my garage. Just easier than doing it downstairs where the machine was. Just more room, and it's easier, and it's going to take this directly to my truck to take to the UPS. So when I'm looking at the machine, I really need about 14 inches ish, and this container is about 10.5 tall and about 3 inches there, so it's about 13 inches, 13.5 inches total. But this machine also has these little peg legs, which are about a 1/2 inch, which will actually soak into the bottom of this, so that actually gives us the room we need. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our machine and we're going to center it right there, and I can hear the little legs poking through the bottom there. Now keep in mind you have about 3 inches. Let me see how much we actually have here. It's actually 2.5 inches thick. So it's only sunk in a 1/2 inch, those little pegs into there, which gives it another 2 inches of foam, which would be about what I would do normally on what I would normally send. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the needle bar a little bit. You know what I do? I may take this off also, just so that this little piece of metal isn't sticking up. And I'm going to loosen this too, so that this fits better in the box. So let's do that. So I'm just going to loosen this nut just a little bit, which should bring that down just a little bit also. So that's not sticking quite up as much. This I think is going to be okay. I might take that out anyway. These are little things you have to think about when you're doing a machine, is what could get broken. And just in case, if I can, I need a thinner screwdriver. Oh, my thin screwdrivers are downstairs. I'm just using a normal screwdriver, and they're just not as thin. I do have this real thin little Singer. Let's see what we can do. It's just not thick enough. And that's not big enough, is it? There we go. So I'm going to loosen that, loosen the threads, and I'm going to pull that out, just so that's not sitting straight up on the top of it. So since I just took this out, I'll leave that, and what I'll do is I will tape this piece I just took out. I'll put it like that, and I'm going to tape it right there to the fabric that I left. I left a little, so it's not actually taped to the machine, but actually taped to the fabric. So now let's just triple check our box lid, and that seems to go right on there, which is great. So now the machine's in there. It has a good 2 inches of foam all the way at the bottom, so it's resting on a nice thing of foam. And now we're just going to fill in everything else with whatever I have. I think I have some, I've saved up some insulation and bubble wraps and various things like that. So what we do is we just fill this area with material all the way to the top, and then this will go on top, and it's going to be this incredibly snug little box. So I have a couple items that we have. I have this, this came from, it's like recycled denim, which is actually kind of nice because it's nice and soft. And I'm just going to kind of encircle the machine with, I don't have that much left, but it's just a nice, I'll leave that on top. And then that can go on top. So what we'll do now is we are just going to bubble wrap this machine so that absolutely no movement happens. Startled me. We're going to put our stuff on top there. And let's just see, make sure that we're going to be able to close this up. There we are. But let's put a little bit more at the top here, just to fill in this area, just a little bit more. So we won't need that much, because this is, just pack it in. You can use paper, anything just to really, and you can see that's going to fit with how that lid is. The thing not to use, though, do not use packing peanuts, because if you use packing peanuts, they will shift, and your machine will go to one side and everything else will go to the other side, and your machine will get hurt if you use packing peanuts. So do not use that. So just kind of make sure all your little pieces are in there. There we go. There. You know, honestly, feeling if there's any movement, and I don't feel any movement. That feels really nice and snug. I'm not going to use this tape because this tape really won't hold. So what I'll use is, there we go. I have some of this Gorilla duct tape, and we will use some of this to really go around this machine. So what I'll do is I'll lay that down, pick it up, drag it to about there. Then we'll pull that up. Down, and this will be the beginning of our holding this down, and we're going to go around the other way now. Pull that forward. Hold that down like that. We want to make sure that this is going to stay connected. Now keep in mind this also will be in a box that will hold it together too, but this will at least help to hold everything together. Now I'm just going to shake it. I'm not feeling any movement, and that is what we want. We want a really nice holding, tight box. So that machine is in there. It's against the foam. It is padded all the way around with the bubble wrap and also the recycled denim just around the soft parts, not the soft parts, but the loose parts that are connected to the machine. And then this top also has a thing of the denim on top, which will help protect it. And of course, this is about 2.5 inches of foam all the way around, because these are made for dry ice. And they are made to be shipped through FedEx. So I think that should hold it. Now we just have to I have to get some cardboard and see if I have a box. It'll either fit in the box or make a box. We'll do that in a minute. All right, I found a box that I'm going to open up. And then I'll just have to add to this box. And then the seam for the box is right there. we will lay out the box like so. Drag this out of the way just a little bit. It is heavy. And what we'll do is we'll use this part of the box to go around like that. As you can see, it's starting to take shape. So we'll use this, and then we'll just use another box for probably the top. It's a lot to pack a machine up just because of the weight and the fragility of them. So I'm pretty positive this is going to make it fine without, even with those rough UPS and FedEx drivers, or at least in the warehouse, that they might push it around a little bit. It's definitely going to take any weight on top of it because this box underneath it is so well done, and it also has 2.5 inches of foam all the way around it, plus all the bubble wrap, plus everything around it. So this really should be fine. We'll find out once I ship it. I'll probably ship it at the end of the week. Today's Tuesday when I'm recording this, so it'll probably air on Wednesday or maybe tonight, depending if I get the video done. And then I'll probably ship it out either Thursday or even Friday. But I think this is going to be really nice. I haven't weighed it yet. I'm assuming this is probably close to 50 pounds. It might be more. I don't remember how much that machine weighed. Maybe it's more like 60. I don't know. It's heavy, but again, with the cardboard, it makes it easier for the drivers and the people in the warehouse to carry it. And that's one of the reasons I think they like having a box, because it's got corners as opposed to something smooth all the way around. But this is basically how you ship a industrial sewing machine. Again, this isn't the only way to ship industrial. I'm trying this for the first time to see how this works, and I think it's going to work great. Make sure you get everything insured also when you ship, because some stuff is not even, it doesn't matter how well you packed it. If a guy throws it off a truck, you know, even the best crate isn't going to protect it. So keep in mind, if you bought a brand new industrial sewing machine, it would come in a preformed, kind of like this material, the foam, and the machine just kind of sits in there and it's wrapped up. So basically it's the same thing, only it's actually custom made for the machine to get snugged in there. And basically what we did is the same thing. We put the machine in, we snugged it in ourselves with the bubble wrap, and then we put a box around it, just like if Juki sent a brand new machine or any of the machines that are out there. This is how you wrap an industrial sewing machine. And I hope this might have helped you if you've been curious about how to do it. Again, there's many ways to do it. You can make a crate. You can actually just put it in a box with foam. You make yourself. This just happened to be pre-made, and I thought this would be a pretty strong, heavy-duty material for shipping and not weighing a lot extra. Another thing about crates is that wood actually weighs a lot, and it actually adds to the cost of shipping. So if somebody's trying to save a little bit on shipping, cost-wise, this might be a good solution for that. But this is how you do it. If you have any questions, let me know. Again, don't use the peanut material, because that stuff just, it all gathers together and then your machine pokes out the side. And I've had that many times for people that are uneducated in how to ship an industrial sewing machine. And I always tell them, basically, In a nutshell, when I buy a machine online in another state or something, I'll tell somebody just, wrap it up about 2-3 inches thick with the bubble wrap, and then it can usually fit in a box, and just stuff any of the loose ends so there's no movement, and you're usually good to go. And I've had FedEx or UPS shipping places send me stuff like that, and I haven't had issues. This should be good to go. And the nice thing about this is the person that gets this can then reuse this box to maybe send a machine that they're sending somewhere. So this is kind of a nice thing. They can reuse it, so it doesn't just get waste. At least I hope they don't just waste it, because it's it's a nice big cooler thing that they can use for other purposes. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you on the next Derek Does.